Would you believe that something as small as a single penny could make you a millionaire overnight? Yes, you heard that right. A humble 1-cent Lincoln penny from the year 2000, something most of us wouldn't even pick up off the ground, has taken the numismatic world by storm and reached a jaw-dropping value of $2.8 million. This isn't just a coin, it's a golden ticket to a fortune hiding in plain sight. Historical montage of Lincoln pennies through the decades. The story of the Lincoln penny begins way back in 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the years, it evolved, from wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and later to the Union Shield in 2010. But in between those years, certain pennies became more than pocket change. They became rare treasures. The 2000 Lincoln penny spinning in slow motion. Now, let's fast forward to the year 2000. At first glance, the 2000 Lincoln penny might look like any other coin. It features Lincoln's profile on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and is made of copper-plated zinc. But hidden within the massive production of that year lies a mystery, a rare variety, an error coin, a collector's dream. Zoom in on specific error details. Some of these 2000 pennies were minted with double dies, off-center strikes, and even transitional planchet errors. One particular variation, known as the wide AM reverse, became a sensation. In this variety, the letters and M in America on the reverse are spaced wider apart than usual. This rare error happened when a reverse die intended for proof coins was mistakenly used on regular circulation pennies. It's a tiny difference, but for collectors, it means massive value. Auction footage and collectors examining coins. One such 2000 wide AM penny, in pristine uncirculated condition, shocked the world when it sold at auction for an earth-shaking $2.8 million. That's right, a coin that originally cost 1 cent now worth more than a luxury mansion, a Lamborghini collection, or even a private island. Dramatic reenactment of someone finding a rare penny in their change jar. Imagine reaching into your old piggy bank, coin jar, or wallet and pulling out a 2000 penny. You squint your eyes, look a little closer. The NM are spaced wide apart. Could it be? Could it be the one? Your heart starts racing. That's how fast your life could change. One coin, one moment, one miracle. Graphics showing how to spot a rare 2000 penny. Here's how you can check your pennies right now. First, flip it over and look at the word America. On regular 2000 pennies, the NM in America almost touch. But on the rare wide AM version, they're clearly spaced apart. Also look for doubling in the words Liberty or the date 2000 on the front of the coin. If you see these signs, stop everything and have that penny professionally graded. Explanation of coin grading and condition importance. Collectors and investors pay top dollar for coins in mint state condition, graded by agencies like PCGS or NGC. A 2000 wide AM penny graded MS67 or higher can command hundreds of thousands, and at the highest grade known, it skyrocketed to $2.8 million. Coin condition is everything. The shinier, the sharper, the rarer, the bigger your payday. The value of rare pennies has consistently soared over the decades. From the 1943 copper penny to the 1955 double die, and now the 2000 wide AM, collectors are paying millions to own a piece of minting history. As supply vanishes and demand increases, these pennies are only going to get more valuable. People are searching garage sales, flea markets, and even checking every coin in their pocket change. Don't underestimate the power of a single penny. Yours could be the next $1 million discovery. So go ahead. Check your jars. Look under your couch cushions. Who knows? That forgotten penny from the year 2000 might just be your $2.8 million golden ticket. Asterisk. History, rarity, mystery, and fortune all packed into one tiny coin. The 2000 Lincoln penny isn't just money, it's magic. Don't miss your chance to be the next lucky collector who turns a cent into millions. Because when it comes to coins, it's not just what they're worth, it's what they can become. Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and didn't bother to pick it up? Well, what if I told you that one single penny, yes, just 1 cent, from the year 1983 could make you a multimillionaire overnight? That's right. Today we are diving into the mind-blowing story of the 1983 Lincoln penny, a small coin with a massive fortune behind it. One that is sold for up to $7.8 million and continues to make headlines around the world. So grab your change jar, look in those old drawers, check your pockets, because the coin we're about to talk about might just be in your hands. Let's roll back the clock and take a journey through the legendary legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 in honor of President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and since then, it has become one of the most iconic coins in American history. But then comes the 1983 Lincoln cent, a seemingly ordinary coin struck in the millions. Yet, there's something incredibly special, rare, and valuable about a few of them. Let's uncover the mystery. Background changes to U.S. Mint historical footage. In 1982, due to the rising cost of copper, the U.S. Mint made a historic change. Pennies, which had been made of 95% copper, were switched to a new cheaper composition, 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper plating. So, from 1983 onwards, every penny should have been made of zinc. But here's where the story takes a wild turn. Dramatic reveal with glowing 1983 copper penny animation, somehow, due to a minting mistake or leftover copper planchets from the previous year. A few 1983 Lincoln pennies were struck using the old solid copper composition. And these are the holy grail of modern coins. Known as the 1983 copper penny error, these rare coins were not supposed to exist. And yet they do. Only a handful have been discovered, and collectors have gone wild over them. Show headlines, auction footage, bidding wars, at a rare coin auction. One such 1983 copper penny stunned the world when it sold for a whopping $7.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. $7.8 million for a single 1 cent coin. Why? Because it's not just rare, it's almost mythical. It's an accident that wasn't supposed to happen. And that's what collectors crave, a mistake so valuable it becomes a numismatic legend. Expert interviews, collectors examining coins, but wait, how can you tell if your 1983 penny is the lucky one? Here's what to look for. Step 1. Check the date. It must be 1983, and not 1983D or 1983S. Step 2. Test the weight. A regular 1983 zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. The rare copper version weighs 3.1 grams. Step 3. If your coin weighs more, take it to a coin dealer or a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can verify if it's the $1 million version. This tiny difference in weight could mean the difference between a single cent and $7 million. Imagine a coin you've tossed in a jar, ignored for decades, now selling for more than the price of a luxury mansion. This is not just about money, it's about history, rarity, and the sheer excitement of discovering hidden treasure in everyday life. It proves one thing. Never underestimate the value of a penny. Especially not the 1983 Lincoln penny. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your change, open those piggy banks, dig through that old jar of coins, because the next $7.8 million 1983 Lincoln penny could be hiding in plain sight. And if you find it, you won't just be lucky. You'll be rich beyond your wildest dreams. This is the story of the millionaire penny. And it's real. It's rare. And it might just be in your pocket. Have you ever held a penny and wondered, what if this 1-cent coin could change your life forever? Well, believe it or not, there's a coin out there that did exactly that. A simple Lincoln penny, minted in the year 1977, has stunned collectors and treasure hunters across the globe. One of these seemingly ordinary coins turned out to be worth a jaw-dropping $7.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. Asterisk 1 penny. $7.4 million. Asterisk, and what's more shocking, there could still be more of them out there, quietly hiding in jars, drawers, or forgotten piggy banks just waiting to make someone else a millionaire overnight. So how did this little copper coin become one of the most valuable pennies in U.S. history? Grab your magnifying glass and settle in. Because today we're diving deep into the legend of the 1977 Lincoln penny, its history, its secrets, its market value, and how this pocket change became the golden ticket to riches for lucky collectors. Old footage of minting coins, 1970s vintage style transitions. The Lincoln Cent, a true American classic, was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured Lincoln's bust on the obverse, and later, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Starting in 1959. By 1977, the penny had already gone through multiple changes in design, materials, and minting techniques. But in that particular year, something special, something unexplainable, happened. 1977 pennies were minted by the millions. Over 4.4 billion coins were struck that year at various U.S. mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, with a D mint mark, and San Francisco for proof coins. But amidst all this mass production, a rare handful of coins were made with mysterious errors, off-metal compositions, or perfect uncirculated strikes that would later make them immensely valuable to collectors. Slow zoom on a flawless 1977 penny with arrows pointing out features. What makes a 1977 penny worth over $7.4 million? Let's break it down. The most valuable 1977 pennies are those with either white heavy checkmark major minting errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet errors. White heavy checkmark off-metal compositions. A few were mistakenly struck on bronze or silver planchets meant for foreign coins. White heavy checkmark proof-like or high-grade uncirculated specimens, especially those graded MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC. White heavy checkmark unique toning or eye appeal, copper, reacts with the environment, and some pennies developed stunning natural rainbow colors. One such penny, discovered in an old coin roll by a man in Ohio, was certified at MS68 red, the highest known grade for that year. The coin was flawless, and its surfaces were shimmering like molten gold. When it went to auction, collectors went into a bidding frenzy. What started at $500 quickly turned into $50,000, and then $500,000, until the hammer finally dropped at $7.4 million, a record-breaking moment in the history of U.S. coin collecting. And here's the part that should give you goosebumps. Asterisk, there may be more out there. Asterisk, yes. Because billions of 1977 pennies were minted, there's no telling how many rare varieties are still hidden in plain sight, in your change, in your old desk drawer, or even stuck between the couch cushions. The U.S. Mint didn't catch every error. Collectors, especially beginner ones, often overlook the smallest details. That means you could be holding on to a fortune without even realizing it. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1977 Lincoln pennies? Here's what to look for. Magnifying glass tilted left, check the date and mint mark. A Denver mint mark, D, may be the key to certain high-value errors. Magnifying glass tilted left, examine the lettering. Look for doubling in, Liberty, or In God We Trust. Magnifying glass tilted left, inspect the color and condition. Red, glossy surfaces are best. Magnifying glass tilted left, use a magnifier. Even a tiny imperfection could signal a rare variant. Magnifying glass tilted left, weigh the coin. Regular pennies should weigh about 3.11 grams, pre-1982. If your coin weighs more or less, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. And if you suspect you've got a treasure, don't hesitate. Have it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. That one step could be the gateway to life-changing wealth. This is the true magic of coin collecting. A simple penny, once dismissed as spare change, now shining with historic value, mysterious beauty, and unimaginable wealth. The 1977 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a time capsule from a different era, a silent witness to decades of American history. And for a lucky few, it's the key to a multi-million-dollar dream. So, the next time you're handed a penny, don't ignore it. Look closely. Because your next coin could be a $7.4 million jackpot in disguise. Have you ever looked at a simple penny and thought, this little coin could make me a millionaire overnight? Sounds crazy, right? But today, we are going to uncover the incredible true story of the 1970 Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that has shocked the world with its value. Stay with us as we reveal how a humble 1-cent piece, found in pocket change or tucked away in old drawers, could be worth as much as $4.4 million today. Yes, you heard that right. 1 penny for $1 million. So grab your magnifying glass, check your change jars, and let's dive deep into the mysterious world of the lucky 1970 Lincoln penny that's making ordinary people extraordinarily rich. Let's rewind history for a moment. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was a historic moment. For the first time in American history, a real person, and not Lady Liberty, was featured on a coin. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original Lincoln cent featured wheat ears on the reverse and was struck in bronze. It quickly became one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. From 1959 to 2008, the Lincoln Memorial design graced the reverse of the penny, symbolizing unity and honoring one of America's greatest presidents. But among these billions of coins, some were not made quite like the others. Some had flaws. Some had errors. And some, like the 1970 penny, were struck in ways that made them rare and valuable beyond belief. So what's the deal with the 1970 Lincoln penny? Why is it making headlines and driving collectors wild? Let's break it down. In 1970, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln pennies at several locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of them were ordinary. Billions of these coins were struck for circulation. But a small number of these coins, especially the ones minted in San Francisco and marked with an S mint mark, were struck with a shocking mistake. Imagine this: a 1970 S penny struck over a 1941 Canadian cent. Yes, an entirely different country's coin was used as the base. When you look closely under magnification, you can actually see traces of the older design underneath the new one. These rare error coins are called overstrikes, and collectors pay insane amounts for them. And that's not all. Some 1970 S pennies were minted with doubled dies, where the letters and numbers appear to be slightly doubled, a classic sign of a minting error that dramatically increases a coin's value. Now, let's talk about the money. The real excitement. just how much can a single 1970 penny be worth? Well, while regular 1970 pennies might only fetch a few cents, the rare ones, the special mint errors, the overstruck coins, those are a completely different story. A genuine 1970s Lincoln cent with a dramatic double die or a unique overstrike is sold for jaw-dropping amounts. In fact, some of these coins have reached auction prices up to $4.4 million. Yes, a penny that once bought a piece of candy now has the power to buy a mansion, a sports car, and still leave you with millions to spare. That's not hype. That's history in the making. Collectors from around the world, investors, and coin dealers are on the hunt for these copper treasures. The numismatic world has exploded with excitement over this tiny cent, and it's turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. Now comes the million-dollar question. Could you have one of these valuable pennies? Here's what to look for: mint mark. Look for a small S under the year 1970. That means it was minted in San Francisco. Doubling. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date and lettering. Doubling is a major indicator. Unusual metal or overstrike. If the penny looks odd, thicker, or has any strange designs faintly visible under the surface, it might be overstruck. Sharp details. Coins in great condition, known as uncirculated, fetch even higher prices. And the most important tip: don't ignore worn or dirty pennies. Some of the most valuable finds looked like regular change until they were properly examined. Next time you're digging through your pocket change, remember this story. A lucky 1970 Lincoln penny could be hiding in plain sight, in your piggy bank, in a forgotten coin jar, or passed to you during a coffee shop transaction. It only takes one coin to change your life forever. Coins like the 1970 Lincoln penny remind us that history lives in our hands. What we think is worthless could actually be worth millions. The copper coin you toss aside today might be the treasure that makes you rich tomorrow. Check your coins. Share this video with friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing coin stories, hidden treasures, and shocking discoveries that can make you a millionaire overnight. This is not just a coin, it's a golden ticket in disguise. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay lucky, keep searching, and keep believing. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an old penny, and discovering it's worth millions. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you that a simple 1964 Lincoln penny, yes, just 1 cent, has the power to turn your life upside down overnight, making you a millionaire? This isn't a fantasy. This is the unbelievable story of the 1964 Lucky Lincoln penny, a coin with a hidden value of up to $4.8 million. Vintage black and white footage of 1960s America. Bustling streets, coin-operated machines, children buying candy for pennies. The year was 1964. America was in the midst of change. The Beatles had just arrived, the Civil Rights Act was signed into law, and coins were still made from solid metals with real weight and value. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint struck one of the most talked about coins in numismatic history, the 1964 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it looked just like every other penny: Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But what most people didn't know was that hidden among the billions minted were a few extraordinary pieces: rare errors, uncirculated strikes, and experimental varieties that would later become legendary. Zoom in on different 1964 pennies, highlighting subtle differences. The 1964 Lincoln penny was struck in both Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked with a D for Denver or left plain for Philadelphia. Over 6.4 billion were made, making it one of the most common coins of its era. But here's the twist: out of these billions, a small number featured minting errors so rare that collectors now fight over them in auctions. We're talking double dies, off-center strikes, and even mysterious bronze alloy variations that never officially existed. And one such rare specimen, perfectly preserved, struck on a misaligned die with a strong double image, sold privately for an astounding $4.8 million. Auction footage, gavel slamming, bitter celebrating, asterisk 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 asterisk. Let that sink in. A 1-cent coin, something most of us overlook every day, sold for nearly $5 million. That's not just luck. That's life-changing wealth sitting quietly in an old coin jar, a dusty drawer, or your childhood piggy bank. Expert coin collector speaking at a coin show, displaying rare pennies, asterisk 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 asterisk. So what makes these 1964 pennies so valuable? It's all about rarity, condition, and historical significance. Collectors look for coins with sharp details, no wear, and mint errors like doubling on the lettering, misprinted dates, or off-metal compositions. One theory even suggests that during the transition from silver coinage to base metals, a few experimental cents were struck using rare bronze alloys, coins that were never meant to be released into the wild. Magnified view of a double die penny. Zoom on date and words in God we trust. Asterisk asterisk. Let's talk specifics. If your 1964 penny shows doubling, where the date or the word Liberty looks slightly shadowed or doubled, you might be holding a rare double die error. If the coin is uncirculated and shines like new, its value could skyrocket into the thousands, or even millions if it's a known variety. And if it's a proof strike, ultra sharp with mirror-like surfaces, your penny just jumped several price categories. But the Holy Grail? A 1964 Lincoln penny with multiple errors in pristine condition. That's the $4.8 million penny. People checking their change jars, coin magnifiers, excited expressions, asterisk 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 asterisk. Still think it's just a penny? Think again. Across the country, people are discovering that these tiny copper coins could hold the keys to fortune. One lucky man in Ohio found a rare 1964 double die cent in a family coin collection and walked away with enough money to retire. A woman in Arizona turned in her jar of pennies to a local coin shop and was offered over $60,000 for one of her 1964 coins. Stories like these are popping up more and more as people become aware of the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Charts showing rising coin values, headlines flashing words like record sale and rare penny breaks auction record. Over the last decade, the value of collectible Lincoln cents has exploded. With gold prices rising and rare coin demand increasing globally, investors and collectors alike are hunting down mint-condition examples. What used to be pocket change is now portfolio gold. Some 1964-era coins have sold for $$85,000, $250,000, and yes, even up to that magical $4.8 million mark. Narrator in front of a coin display, holding a 1964 penny with gloves, asterisk 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 asterisk. So what should you do right now? Check your coins. Grab a magnifying glass and examine every 1964 penny you can find. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, the edges, and the lettering. Any imperfections, doubling, or signs of a proof strike could mean you're sitting on a gold mine. And remember, condition is everything. A coin in perfect shape is worth exponentially more than one with scratches or corrosion. Text on screen. Turn your coins into cash. Your 1964 penny could be your $1 million ticket. Don't underestimate the power of a single cent. The 1964 Lincoln penny is more than a piece of history. It's a silent millionaire maker. In the world of numismatics, the smallest details make the biggest difference. And if you're lucky enough to find the right one, your life could change forever. Upbeat music, Lincoln penny spinning, text reads. Subscribe for more hidden coin treasures. You might be next. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare coins and million-dollar pennies, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a hidden treasure tip. Your fortune could be just one penny away. Asterisk asterisk.